Okay, guys, we would like to welcome our next couple, Tatiana and Max.
Obviously, you don't have to be introduced. Everybody knows you so well. You're so popular right now.
Yeah,
Welcome,
how are you guys
guys.
doing?
Hi guys, so nice to see you. How are you? We have a horrible weather here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, as you can see, we're
Yeah.
struggling, especially
So bad.
Tatiana. She's struggling quite a lot right now.
Yeah.
We're so sorry to interrupt.
We're great, we're great.
So how are you guys?
Yeah, it's my 10th time.
Max, how are you doing?
Who goes first?
So we go with Max.
You go.
We're good. We have been busy, believe it or not, through this time. We've been doing a lot of online projects. We have been filming for you guys, of course, for the Mastery Dance Camp. So it's been a busy time, even though we don't physically walk into the studio as often. We're starting to, but still a little bit slow.
Yeah, I also found for myself a couple new hobbies, like singing. Now I go take singing classes 5 times a week because I'm so busy. I also started teaching online, of course, like we all do, a different experience. I even did a free giveaway on my Instagram for people to try the online private lessons. So I have 3 winners, which I'm gonna have to teach this week. But other than that, yes, good thing that we have a good weather, so we can enjoy the pool sometimes. Also, we've got this amazing opportunities to prepare different projects for all the students all over the world, and it was also a good time, to not get depressed and to actually do something beneficial for us and for everybody else.
Well,
we're excited about it.
I'll give idea for another project then. So the next show you can sing and Max will dance.
Oh yeah, Max.
I already mentioned that. I said, why do we need a recording? You stand in a beautiful evening gown and sing from the top of the stairs, and I will do a beautiful solo exhibition.
That's amazing. So guys,
Yeah.
how was the experience of filming those videos for Mastery Camp online?
Oh, we are so good with that.
I think we bought this device that follows you attach your phone to. We didn't want someone to film us because we wanted to do it kind of quickly and still, be able. So we bought this device from China, and you put the phone on it, and the application actually follows your body and your face. Sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't, sometimes it died.
So we were moving and recording for 30 minutes without realizing that it was stopping. Or sometimes we would put 2 headphones, which were one in each ear, and then once the Max is gonna move away from me, you cannot hear what I was talking.
Yeah.
Anyways, we had to refilm it 5,000 times.
Yeah, so we feel you. Yeah,
we feel you.
I mean,
same thing exactly. We actually ordered that device. I think it's the same brand. It starts on a P. We're not going to promote it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We're still waiting.
Yeah, the same one.
2 months later, we're still waiting for our device. It didn't arrive to Poland. They told us it is somewhere in Poland, but we still don't have it. So we filmed it basically. And we were like, oh, we just got out from the camera. So we had to go back and forward and cut the videos many times.
Oh, microphone didn't work anymore. Let's rewrite again.
Yeah. So we all went for the same things.
Yeah.
We end up using the microphone from the phone because with the headphones it was even worse.
Oh, really?
And I still had to cheat and then put my voice over on the videos which we recorded because you couldn't hear it enough. Oh. So I had to re-record what I was talking on the video.
Wow.
And guys, enjoy. Whoever's gonna watch those videos, enjoy. You're gonna laugh there because I edit some of them, but some of them I decided to leave how it is to make it real for everybody. everybody can see that.
So basically,
I will say one thing, guys. I will say one thing that it was not difficult to make sure the studio is empty for filming. We filmed at 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon, whatever, and it was empty. So that space-wise, we got lucky with that.
So guys, what you can say that the students and teachers could benefit from those videos?
because obviously you put
Well, I love the fact.
years into it, right?
Yeah. Yes. We put so much heart into those videos and so much time during the quarantine. And what I really like about this camp is the fact that they have different levels and different approach, meaning you can have just the routines with explanation of the technique, or you have just the technical classes where we specifically talk about the certain parts of the body, about the dynamic, about the mechanics. And it's great for everybody from professionals to bronze level, and they can pick any style they want, they can pick any dance they want, so they don't have to get everything. So I think it just amazing because it has this variety of the things, and the people get to choose what fits them the most. And I had fun also preparing for all different levels of those lectures. Maxi?
I think for me, besides what you said, of course, I think I like a lot the fact that it was half an hour long, and not because of that's how little we film, but the attention span for most people doesn't go beyond that amount of time anyway. And to film something, to do a topic, to introduce it, to dissect it, and to finish it, and to do it in 30 minutes was perfect. So I think that if something goes on for an hour or even an hour and a half, it's a little bit too long. So we felt that it was the right time to get everything done in that amount of time.
And I think it was great for us
I like that part.
filming that, you have 30 minutes, so you better put the condensed informations without, extra,
Yeah.
So we're glad that you felt the same way as we thought about it.
So guys,
Yeah, half an hour was very good.
yeah, awesome. So now we know you guys kind of started on 2 different sides of America. How did you guys meet? How was the beginning of your dance career?
It was wonderful. I think I don't know how this man got to dance with me for 4 years after my amazing behavior on our first tryout. But as you can see, we're still on a FaceTime with you. We had our first tryout at their Empire Dance Championship, and that year I was helping the organizers of that event because both of them, they were my teachers, and I had to work. And he came for a tryout, and I really didn't have time, and I wasn't prepared, and I didn't even took the proper clothing, practice clothes to dance with him. So we talked for an hour, then we danced a little bit of a close section where I felt that his frame was not strong enough. I told him that he doesn't know how to dance in close hold, even though I didn't know that time. But all his life, he did ballroom. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
And I said, listen, I couldn't understand what smooth was because we didn't dance smooth. Let's reconnect another time after I come back from vacation. Maybe you can meet me in New York again, or maybe I should come to LA, whatever you prefer. Or why don't I give another chance? So no, to New York. Living in New York, he was living in LA. He comes to New York, and I'm from vacation at the same time because I didn't have a partner, and I was dancing at different weddings and events. That night, I supposed to dance at the wedding, and my partner for the show, he broke his foot, and I couldn't find anybody else. for that night. So when I picked up Max from airport, I had to convince him that tonight we had to choreograph 2 dances because I need somebody to substitute that guy. And what was amazing about it, that it was 2 dances. One of them was samba, and I didn't know, but he didn't do Latin for I don't know how many years. But you know what? The samba was the best showcase we ever done together. And I would like actually to give you and to tell how was that experience for you? To choreograph the dances in the first day when you meet your new partner for a tryout, and to dance what you've never done before. Hmm?
Well,
Can you finish the story
yeah,
for me?
the story, we ended up dancing at a wedding. It was a wedding that we danced for, and that was the like 2 days after I landed there. So we didn't really have, I think, the tryout. I would say the tryout period was probably the last 4 years. If you look at it that way, meaning we weren't deciding whether we were going to dance together, but we kept on. It was never kind of set because we didn't really have a typical tryout. I mean, we just started making routines. From what I remember, we made foxtrot first, and she was adding her flavor to it, and I was seeing what I can do with it, and that's it. It just started. It was never like, for me, it was never like, well, let me think about it. I'm just not sure. All I know is that she was just, what's the nice way I can put? At the time, she was unprofessional. Okay,
Great.
at the time.
Thank you.
At the time, and then she obviously, you know, got it much more together as time goes by. But as you could also see, she was in New York or New Jersey actually, and I was in LA, and it took about 7 to 8 months for Tatiana to make the decision to move to the West Coast. And as you could see on that picture right now, she's struggling living in Los Angeles. And the weather particularly, I think, is difficult for her. But secretly, I know that most people don't know this about her, but she secretly likes New Jersey.
You do?
Yeah, I like life in New York, and I miss the amount of shows you can go to and events which they have an offer. In New York, here in LA, they also have a lot of the concerts and stuff like that, but it's a little bit different. If I want to go to a burlesque night on Monday, LA doesn't offer that here. In New York, they have it. That's just an example.
We actually remember when you guys were about to start dancing, because Max sent us a video from your practice. I don't know, Max, do you remember this? And you said, what do you guys?
Yeah, I do.
And we were like, okay, 2 thumbs up.
She's perfect.
We actually loved it. And it was like a rehearsal that I think it was a waltz.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and he just sent us the video because we know each other for so many years. You were one of the very first people we met in LA in 2002. So we
in vivo.
Yeah,
That's
in vivo.
right.
So we have a great history of knowing each other, going through our dance career, you dancing ballroom, then we moved to Smooth, then you started Smooth, and actually you went back to the Smooth because you already had your amateur career before. But that was very cool when you sent us the video, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is a perfect partner for you.
Yeah.
See, we didn't know about all the headaches that you gave him to practice at the beginning.
Well, you know,
actually, I must defend myself. This is how the first practice went to. He put the music on and, what would you dance to the song? And I'm like, are you kidding me? I have never watched this style. I don't know what they do there. You're the pro in that style. You have to share with me what is shadow position. What do you do there? He goes, no. This is boring. You should dance what you feel. Obviously, I danced what I felt like, and as you can see, this is what we use till nowadays in our folk shit beginning. My interpretation of what I thought was good to that music. Sorry, I lost my headphone.
That's okay.
That's all right.
Okay.
But you see, Max was very smart, very experienced already at that time, seeing a lot of great potential in you. So he didn't want to lose it by actually putting the smooth version on top of what you can do. And that's great, because now look how much great personality you brought to that style. So this is, as much as was important from your side, it's important for Max to actually not lose that side of you in your dance. That was great.
Sure.
All right. So we have another question. So especially Tatiana, for you, because obviously you are not born in US, but we are also interested what Max did before he started dancing, or maybe when you're already dancing, what was your first job in US?
My first job in US was associated with dancing. I worked for a studio when I moved here, and basically boring boring story. Like, can I say, like everybody else, I came to this country, I had my documents through the studio, therefore I had to work for the studio for a very good amount of money. And then the good thing about my um, dance director was that she would allow me to bring, if let's say a student comes straight to me, I was able to teach them for the price which I put, not through the studio. And that gave me that balance of not stealing the students from the studio, but at the same time being able to collect some money in order to take lessons with my coaches. That was amazing about her.
How about you,
Maxi?
Oh, I had many jobs, because I came here when I was 12, and my first job, because that was the question, I worked for Walt Disney. I worked for a movie theater, and one of my jobs there was to clean the popcorn machine at the end of the night, and that was
popcorn now, huh?
but I basically, it was a large machine that you see in the movie theater, and at the end of the night, you can only imagine what happens inside of it. And so after the last movie was finished, I would have to take all the parts into the kitchen and wash it, and I would be done about 2 in the morning. And for $5 an hour, you can imagine if I worked for 8 hours, that's $40. Then they take the taxes out. So that was $35 probably of money for 8 hours of work. And I was 15 years old, and that's what I did.
Wow. So, people can see that through your hard work, you guys were able to, with this little money, still pay you for your dance lessons. And when you dream, you can do it, because you have a goal in front of your face, and you just do whatever it takes to make it there.
Yeah, because,
exactly.
Especially when
yeah. But Maxi, tell them about the coffee shop you worked at as well.
Oh, I had other jobs, and I had awkward jobs, but I worked in a coffee shop where I feel like I got the kind of skills that I use now. I can make a really good cup of coffee at home or for someone else in their house. I was a barista, I was making like cool coffee, and opening up the shop at 6 in the morning. I used to work in a bank. There were a couple situations I learned about money really fast, because there was a situation where at the end of the day, you have to count up your register, and it has to, what the computer says, your register has to match that. And one day I was exactly $2,000 difference between what the computer was saying and what my register had.
And that was the last day you worked at this place?
I thought, because basically I gave someone extra $2,000, and I was so nervous, and I almost got fired for that. But when I went back into the vault where all the money was, when I was getting money or doing something there, 2 stacks of 100 each fell behind the file cabinet. And so when I saw that, that was my $2,000, and of course I didn't get fired. But for about, I don't know, a couple hours after the bank closed, I was pulling whatever was left of my hair out,
That's where you lost those hair. Now
that day, I think I lost most of my hair, and this gray hair came also from that day. So that's right.
Whew, I thought it was my fault, guys. I'm so relieved now. I'm
No,
so
way
relieved.
before, way before.
So we already said a lot of things, guys, that people probably didn't know about you, but is there any other secrets that you could share with our campers that it was maybe not said somewhere, that something that could be very interesting for them to know about you?
Okay, let me go first. What people might not know about me, except the fact that I can sing nicely. This is one of the reasons why I decided to take a professional classes to not just sing in a bathroom, but maybe one day to try it on the stage. I don't know. I do it for myself now, but it's actually not bad. The other thing, I know how to cook, guys, and and I do cook.
What's your
Um,
favorite dish then?
my favorite, my exclusive chicken wings in the oven and different types of salad. I like that. What else? I know how to paint. So like very like artistic stuff like that. That's I know how to do my hair for competitions. I don't know why I go to Boyka, but I am actually pretty good with that as well. I think I just got lazy. I got lazy. That's why he's professional, and I like talking to him
Yes.
during the appointment. So, but if let's say for the shows when we travel and he's not there, I do my hair by myself. What else? I can touch my nose with my big toe.
That's a skill. That's a skill.
I think that
I'm gonna
deserves a
show you.
demonstration.
Wow. That's cool.
And that's it. And I'm not flexible, guys. Everybody thinks I'm flexible because maybe I'm skinny. I'm horrible. I don't know how to do any splits. People don't know that about me.
But you can touch the
Maxi.
nose and nose.
Yeah. That's only, it goes only one way.
Remember, there's different types of flexibility, you know?
So how about you, Max?
By the way, she always did things with one leg because one leg was more flexible than the other. So we always chose things that was good for that leg.
On one way always, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I do a little bit of Tatiana said a couple things like cooking and stuff. I realized over the quarantine time, I've never done this before, but because I had time and I made candles and I did things that I've never and probably will never do because they don't really burn well. I just made them, but they look really nice, but you know, they're not as quality. But I made an amazing chicken soup already a couple times, and I just never have time for that because I'm always in the studio teaching or traveling. I was like, let me give it a shot. I didn't look at any recipes. I just know the chicken goes in the water, and then you take the chicken out, and then you add a bunch of stuff, and you wait. You basically wait.
The waiting is
So,
important, right?
so you know, I made some good soup, and maybe the last thing that I mean, there's a lot of things, but I age my own whiskey at home. I know Tatiana obviously knows this, but I don't make whiskey, but I age it in a barrel, and then when it comes out, it has a different taste. So I bottle it and I give it to friends, or I do it as gifts. So again, it's something that takes time, but I like it.
I was gonna say you like to try different drinks, and I know you like to have a cigar once in a while. So that's probably
I
another.
have a once in a while. Yes, I have a cigar with a drink, but it's not like a cigarette that I feel I have to have all the time. I don't feel the need for that at all.
Aren't you passionate
I've been.
about the old car?
I know one thing, yeah, he didn't mention. His hobby was on the weekend to dress up in a three-piece suit, to get inside his old car and to drive through the canyon. That was his hobby. At least when I started dancing with him, it was his favorite thing ever.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Well, when she started dancing with me, when she started dancing with me, I was single. So I had more time, you know, when I went out, I took drives, I met with car clubs. I did dress up and go out and take the car out. So that was a kind of a cool thing to do, you know.
So it's now, since you're married, no more. You already picked up your girl.
No. Now we do it together. Now, Anastasia got me more into the vintage thing. I ended up buying her a vintage car herself, so that we can do it, you know, either on her car or on my car. Maybe another thing that people don't know, that I've been bitten by dogs many times in my life. I don't know what that's all about, but on my face particularly. So I mean, that's something most people don't know.
Wow.
But do you like dogs?
I have 2 holes here. No, I was bitten first time when I was 12, and then I had a dog a couple of years ago that bit me in the face. It was a pit bull, bit me in the face, and finally now I have a dog that doesn't bite me in the face. But you know, it's been an ongoing thing. You can see that all these scars are still there. So.
Wow. Okay, guys, the biggest achievement, the result that you're the most proud of.
I am personally very proud of the standing ovation at the Ohio Star Bowl when we did our showcase. Not this past year, the year before, when we danced our tango. I mean, that feeling when you get the crowd and this whole, you know, audience, they cheer for you and they stand up. It was amazing. In terms of achievements, I think we had repetitive achievements through the years. Like we've been second in the nation a couple times, and the closest we've got to win, it was at the World American Smooth Championship, when we were 1 mark away from winning it. And I would say just the fact that I've got the highest award from my country, from Moldova, as a master of sport for my achievements. This is also a very satisfying feeling, and I'm really grateful for my country to give me the award, even though I represent a different country right now. They still appreciate me for what I did through all those years.
It's great they recognize it. That's awesome. Yeah.
How about you, Max?
The moment that Tatiana described in Ohio was definitely the feeling of that moment, I think, was definitely high, one of the highest I've had. Competitively, for me, actually, one competition stood out, and I'm not sure if you guys were both there or not, or one of you was there, was Hollywood Dance Sport Championship.
True.
It was a couple of years ago. It wasn't, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but it was probably the winning moment for me, because at that point, I for some reason, it didn't matter anymore what was going to happen before, what happened after. I think we both just felt that it's possible. We did it. And okay, it was in November by that point, you know, it was after nationals, but you know, to be able to win against the U.S. national about a month after the United States Championship, I think that says something. And result-wise, for me, that was quite one of the highest, I think, if not the highest I felt. Feeling-wise, I would say Ohio Star Ball was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think
there. I agree with everything he said.
And I was judging actually you guys, and I was like, oh my gosh, I remember this, because I was like, they are so amazing this night. They have to win it. And if they don't, I just literally thought I can quit my job, because then there's nothing to do anymore. Because you just feel like sometimes you're just missing with the rest of the judges, your judging placements, right? But that night I said they have to win, because they were truly so amazing and so much better than the champions. And when you guys took that competition, I remember I had goosebumps and I had tears in my eyes, because it just feels like it's possible to win when you are the best. And it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be that, it's that path that if you're already champion, you have to stay on this path until you retire, and then there is a moment for somebody else.
Right.
Remember that.
Guys, I also wanted to say that we never get a chance to officially um, say a huge thank you for two of you, because you've been with us since the very beginning of our partnership. You were the ones who got our first videos and who supported us through all this period. I can't wait to actually celebrate with you once you come back to our land. But I want you to know that we love you from the bottom of our hearts, and
We love you too.
you were part of our journey, and you did the best job ever. And as supporters, coaches, and just a great friend. So we love you so much.
That means
Yeah.
so much.
We enjoy every moment.
We
Yeah,
enjoy every
yeah.
moment, and we, you know, from the beginning, as you mentioned, from the very first video that Max sent us, we wish we could be in New York to see your retirement. We were so bummed that we were not be able to be there, but I was already here in Europe doing all the stuff for Russia and for England, and
Sure. Sure.
we're supposed to be back. And then when all of this happened, we just decided that instead of me flying back to US, we're going to bring Fun back here, so we will be, you know, closer to family. They don't worry, we don't worry, and we teach basically
Of course.
right now. So
Of course.
We have one more question then.
yes.
So, what's your biggest inspiration in your dancing?
I didn't have any particular person who would inspire me to dance. I would always look for an inspiration in the different types of art and in different artists. Sometimes it could have been a singer, sometimes it could have been an actor, sometimes it could have been just a movie or just a song which I heard. So I was never trying to, you know, concentrate on something. Or I also had dancers from who, let's say, I took certain things. For example, I love the arm styling of Anna Melnikova, and I loved the legs of Yulia Zagorchenko. So I didn't have just one particular dancer, but I think I had this vision how I want to see myself combining the best parts of others.
Right.
How about you, Max?
I'm a little bit wired differently, of course, than Tatiana, which is maybe why it's worked. I'm a little bit less visually inspired. You know, I think Tatiana is, or she's stimulated through sound or visual, you know, those kind of things. And for me, it was a little bit more something I read or something that I thought about or something that someone told me. It didn't necessarily show me. I've had teachers that could have told me a word or two words that stuck with me for the rest of my career, and the meaning of the word kept changing as I was changing. So you know, the same word didn't mean the same thing that 10 years, you know, from when they told me. So I remember those moments. I remember it was teachers that no longer coach me. It was when I was younger. I don't know if you remember Ken Sloan was my first teacher. And, you know, just things I remember that he said at the time, I listened to them, but they meant nothing to me. And then as I became a better teacher myself and a better dancer, they inspired me again because I found better meaning in what was said to me. So, but mainly I would say I'm very inspired by great teachers. You know, we've had some of them, some people we didn't get a chance to work with, but for the most part, I think we worked with everyone in our business that we always wanted to work with and that we would be inspired with. You know, anybody from Rude to Espen to William Pino, Massimo, people that really we felt we have got to find a way to work with them, you know. So
you guys made that dream. We are, unfortunately, we had some of those coaches that we never took lessons from. We saw them on a lecture, of course, shows, but we were not able to actually touch them physically. So that's kind of something that as a dancer, I feel like, oh, I wish we took those lessons, but at that time we already had a kid and we could not just leave him at home and fly to Italy to take a lesson, for example, from Pino.
Right, right.
So for us, but we know that your journey probably was really fulfilled with all those great, great names that they've inspired you guys, and they gave you some.
Tatiana even had a list, or in her head, she was set on working with certain people, you know, and, you know, we kind of talked about, you know, well, who else do we want to involve at some point in our career?
And Hans Galke was the last one on my list, and we got him before our last competition. I was like, yeah.
We had the pleasure with him, to work with him during our last one, and it was amazing.
It was actually right before we left to US, and it was actually, I still remember what we talked about in this lesson. It's like 20 years ago. So it's like, Max, like sometimes, you know, people say things and they just stuck in your head forever, you know.
Yeah, well, guys, thank you so much for your time. We are so sorry that we couldn't have you guys live for your first mastery camp this year, but we hope that next year you will make time for all of us and you will come to share your knowledge in person, not just virtually. And we hope people will fall in love with your videos, love them. They are so much full of energy and excitement. We love the intros from Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, we love the musicality.
the editor worked very hard on those videos.
Another
and I love the fact that Max didn't even fight with that idea. He's like, whatever you want to do, then start.
As long as we don't get sued, you know, for that little soundtrack, you know, we're fine.
Sure. For your time, we love you guys. We miss you so much. We cannot see you in person. We hope you guys will stay safe, especially during this crazy time right now that it's getting a little bit even more out of hand. So stay safe in LA, and we love you, miss you, and we cannot wait to see you in person.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for having us, and we wish to see you in person very soon. Meanwhile, everybody, please don't forget to sign up to the Mastery Camp, and please follow me and Max on our page because we have other projects coming up for you as well. Stay tuned. We will be with you very soon.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.